Alright guys, welcome back to a new video. I decided to pick up this I Am Legion Stand Survivors. It's a survivor game. Played these in the past. I made a couple of videos before here on God of Weapons and Death Must Die. I do find these cathartic, something I could play. I don't get a whole lot of time to play games most of the time. I have kids, and if you watch any of my other videos, I get interrupted by them quite a bit. So these kind of games, 20 minutes long, episodic, I can pause, come back to them when I can get back to them. I don't really need to think too much to figure out where I was left off, or exactly the kind of games that I can play now as an older guy, unfortunately. So I do have fun with them because that's what I have left to play. But I noticed some people were trying to play this and struggling, so I'll make this little video guide. I've pretty much completed this game now, so I'm about to move on to another game, but I decided to go ahead and make a quick video on this. I say quick, but the actual gameplay will be 20 minutes. It's 20 minutes for run, but I'm going to go do some explaining and some tips and guides and the normal stuff I typically do. So right now, here's the intro screen. You have a glossary that shows you all your units, the equipment. Now, when you're first coming here, these are all going to be question marks. If you've never, like that one is a double of this guy, a 2-star. There's no reason to build one for the most part in the game because nothing builds out of a 2-star of this or a 2-star of that. So some of these I went back and like made a 2-star. Nothing builds from a 2-star from this assassin, but I just went ahead and did it just because I was trying to be a completionist, but then I got bored of doing that. So I do get about 70 hours now in total this game, doing some of this completionist stuff, but it really only took me about 40 hours of gameplay to beat this. So it was well worth the $10 or under $10 on sale that I bought it for. So did get my value out of it, and I'm fine and happy with that. Here's your blessings. Now, stands to explain the game. You play as one of these 6 avatars. They go from level 1 to 10. Each avatar has unique abilities and synergies with specific stands, aka units, heroes, whatever you want to call it, the party members that you invite to your group. You can have up to 8 different party members and so if you include your avatar here, it'd be 9 in total. The only one that really doesn't have a synergy with anything is this guy, Muscle. He does not synergize specifically with anything, so you can build him as either physical damage or magic damage. It's the basic 2 damages of this game. Swordsman is a physical guy. He has a synergy specifically with Blade Warriors. So anything that builds out of Blade Warriors, as long as you make a unit, this one happens to be for these synergies, purple or above, then you'll get these bonuses from this character. As long as they're blue and above and physical, you get these characters. Whereas as you go back to Muscle, it just has to be blue and above, doesn't care what they are. He's also later on just purple and above, but he does need more. The other ones take 3, he takes 4. So for that, so that is something to be aware of. That's what his downside is. He happens to get bonuses to both physical and magical. Like I said, you can build him in either direction. He does, unfortunately, not have any real scaling on anything else. I mean, he does scale with max hit points, physical, and magic damage. Some of the other ones, like Zephyr, for example, her special attack, Windblade, for example, scales, sorry, that's the wrong one, off of movement speed times 5. So the more movement speed you have, the more damage she does, and it's a bigger scaling. It's also true damage, so it ignores their resistances, so that's one of the things that this game has. So pure melee is a true damage physical that ignores the armor of the target. Not that you really see, it's really hard to explain, but it's basically they don't have any resistance. So he scales off of physical and has a higher bonus starting ability. So they scale a little bit easier, and you can focus on one ability to grow, and it's easier usually to do that with these other characters versus Muscle. Muscle, like I said, he has an attack that he get a little bit later. The other guys get it at 3. He gets it at 4. He's just a little bit slower. He's still useful Every character in this game feels to me balanced. I can beat any scenario and complete any challenge in this game with any of the characters. To me, it's not that hard. The game is not that difficult for real. But there are one that stands out slightly better than the rest. He's slightly weaker, Muscle is, and Cat is probably the better one here. The Fortune Cat, only because he scales off of a resource, which is making gold, and he makes gold faster than anybody else versus a normal stat. So he's physical, this one's magical, this one's health, and this one's movement based. This one is, he scales off of a little bit of everything and doesn't really give you much. But the Fortune Cat scales off of gold. And that means two things. One, the Fortune Cat scales faster, but at the same token, if you were to look item for item, level for level, stat for stat, the Fortune Cat will be the weakest in terms of DPS compared to the other ones because it doesn't get the same bonuses to a specific build. For example, if you go to the Moon Goddess, right? Not only does she get additional magic power to add to magic units that you have, and she does magic damage, and the heroes, if you get magical units, they will benefit from the magical stat power that your avatar has. Gets crit rate, crit damage, that goes up more, magic penetration, magical power growth, growth from kills, bonus boss damage, spell critical, she gets critical rate, critical damage, she gets more magic power, a lot of magic power, +8, more spell penetration here. This one will scale magic damage a lot, whereas the Swordman will scale physical damage a lot. This one scales it off of health, this one scales it off of move speed. So you're building a stat that these two are more defensive, these two are more offensive. This one is a resource, but because it's a resource in this game, it has a lot of almost infinite scaling to a certain point. Being able to get up faster, further, in a way actually makes this character stronger because you're going to be outpacing these other characters very fast, and you're going to be able to go further into most games. You'll be able to reach like level 80 with the Cat Fortune Cat, then before you can even think of reaching level 60 or 70 with these. That's just how much faster this is. That's a huge difference. So Fortune Cat's probably just the best overall, in my opinion. They also scale off of office workers. Now, let's go back to this other screen here, the glossary here, because I want to go over some of the units. You have green units, blue units, which are combinations of green units, and purple units, which are a combination of blue units. The green units don't do a whole lot of damage. 35 damage as an auto attack every 1 second, plus an activation special. Almost all these units have an activation special of some sort that do some sort of effect. But if you take this one and compare it to the next one up, 170 for a blue unit. That is a lot more damage than the other one. So big time damage boost for blue. 100 and even this one's still 150, 170. So it does a lot more, but it's also magic. Nothing to be aware of. And then you come down here to one of the archers, purple archers, 600. So she's better at single target. She's better at, unless this one here, better at multi-target. 828, 120 right here. These guys scale big time. Well, I've clicked each one of these, and certain ones are way better. That's a 950 than other ones in DPS, but some of them are a little bit harder to explain their DPS unless you look down here. So this guy, yes, it's Saitama, One Punch Master. If you know the anime or the storyline behind him from Japan, it's a character. Massive damage every 10 seconds with his full force punch. Very good at single target damage and decent at AoE. However, getting away from myself here, you want to upgrade most of your green units as fast as possible to blue and purple. The exceptions would be the units that are eco units, economy-based units that give you something. And there are several of them here. Now, in the green section, there's only a few. The blacksmith is one of them. The blacksmith will gain ore over time. So for this one, for example, a 1-star, 20 seconds, you get 3 ores. 16 seconds, 5 ores, or 13 seconds, 8 ores. this guy is worth more as a 2-star than 2 single stars. So your 2 singles would not make as much ore as this guy. Same thing with this the 3-star will make more than 2 of these 2 stars. So you want to combine them, and it saves space, and you can stick out more of them. So it's better to have a 3-star and a 2-star than 2 or 3 2-star, whatever it is, just to save up a lot of space and add more guys in there. You only limited to 8. The blacksmith is good to keep out. The other one that's pretty good to keep out is the pig. Now the pig, what he does is every 18 seconds, so that's star 1, or 1 star I should say, will randomly give you either 2 max hit points, or 1 physical attack, or 1 magical power. At 2 stars, it doubles that. At 3 stars, it adds another 2, 1, 1. So it's 6, 3, 3. Very good to keep out because it's every 14 seconds now. The original is 18, so 16, 18, 18, and then 14. You're going to get a lot of just free bonus stats that are permanent. These are all permanent stats to your character. This one gives you ore. This one gives you stats. The other one that gives you anything is the office worker. The office worker will give you gold, which is the other main resource that you'll use while doing a run. There's another 3rd resource in the game. They're called emeralds. They are used for the talent tree and the outside the game meta progression. We'll talk about that in a moment. But for the most part, none of the other greens really provide anything. Like I said, the blacksmith is the only one in the game that provides gold. I'm sorry, not gold, or not even any blues or purples. So keeping an extra blacksmith around will help with that for getting items and building things within your game run, building items that your character will equip and use when the forges show up. So these are the 3 ones here. So these are good to keep. But the fun thing is the office worker not only goes from 1, 2, and 3-star. So with the pig, they will be upgrade versions of each one of these. Now, the pig goes straight from a green to a purple. There is no blue upgrade for the pig. So there's going to take a decent amount of other, you need 3 beauties to make this pig, just 2-star beauty and a 1-star beauty. And you're going to also need a monk, which takes 2 blacksmiths and 2 bald attackers. I guess these are monks as well, but baldies, whatever. And they make the pig. So a good amount of units. So we're talking 8 units here, 4 units there. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then 3 units here. So that's 8, 4, and 3. That's 18 units just to make one guy. That's a lot, actually. So, and then each unit, star 1, takes 1 soul to make. Oh, no, sorry, 3 souls to buy. Sorry, 3 souls to buy. I'm being silly ahead of myself. So you're going to want to be prudent to a certain degree about how you buy these guys. You got to know your build ahead of time. You really don't want to be wasting souls or re-rolling too much. That being said, if we look further into this blue tree, there are a couple of more guys that provide bonus stats. The next one is the knight. Now these guys are built out of the infantry. Now infantry itself just does a basic slash, right? There's no additional given stats on their special ability. But when you upgrade a 2-star and a 1-star to a knight, which is this down here, now they have this thing called life art. Every 14 seconds, you're getting +4 to your max hit points. A 2-star version is double that at 8. So this is great. Now the cool thing is they've also built out, but the next purple up is the Wolf Knight. And as you hover here, the Wolf Knight will give you +12 every 14 seconds. So very, very nice. He swings in 3 directions, while also so he has an attack associated with this, giving up max hit points. The other one that's fun like this is the Mage, the Elder Mage. They come out of the Mage Apprentice. Now Mage Apprentice just does damage, just like the infantry, but Mage Elder will give you magic power. 1-star is 2, 2-star is 4, and they will build into the Beast Tamer. Just like the Wolf Knight, the Beast Tamer has an ability every 13 seconds. He'll do an attack, and he'll grant 5 magic power, which just doesn't seem like much, but it is also faster. So it's not as big of a jump as you did from 8 to 12, but it's also not hit points. Hit points give you a little bit more. Magic power is a little bit rarer to get. The last guy would be the Blade Warrior. This is the one that the Swords Master likes. The green versions just do a small, medium, large attack, just like the infantry. Very similar in terms of what they do, but they build it into, if you go to this side, the Great Sword Guard. Not the Assassin, but the Great Sword Guard. The Great Sword Guard does +2, as you can see down here, for 2 physical attack, and then 4, just like the Elder Mages. Mage Elders, what do you want to call them? But their purple builds into Guan Yu. Now, Guan Yu is a bit different. Unlike the other ones, his is not based off of a timer. There is no timer here. Every 4 attacks he does, he will grant you, he'll do 120,000 damage, but he'll grant you 3 physical. 3 physical is actually less than this, but if you can get to doing 4 attacks faster than every 14 seconds, then you'll get more out of Guan Yu than you will get out of the Great Sword Guard. Now, the difference is all of these scale off of a stat known as skill cooldown. So you can get that up to 300%, which just basically divide this by 3, right? And you're getting this down to very low, right? Just over 4 seconds. So you're going to be able to, you have to get his attack speed on the Guan Yu up. He attacks every 2 seconds. So by default, right after 4 attacks, 2 times 4 is 8 versus 6. You need to get that lower. Now the problem is it's harder to get attack speed up than it is to get skill cooldown. There's just more sources of skill cooldown than there's attack speed bonuses. So there is that to worry about. But by default, every 8 seconds you're getting 3. So 16 seconds you're getting 6, just a little bit above this. So it's a little bit better, but he's not usually a rush guy to upgrade from, except for the fact that he just does more damage by a lot, from 460 to 1,000, right? But again, attack speed, you gotta look at the DPS. I haven't calculated it out. The other thing you gotta look at is their growth. These guys, what they scale off the physical damage there. This is 4.8, 9.7. So your purple units scale off of the accumulated physical damage stat that you have, or magic damage stat, usually a whole lot more. Like Saitama, he scales off of health and physical damage. So you gotta look at this. Monkey King off of this, off of magic damage. Pure melee tends to scale off of both. So that's one of the cool things about pure melee. Mentioned that earlier. And it does true damage and it ignores. So pure melee builds are great for hybrid builds as well. I usually use the pure melee, so these two, with muscle, because you're already doing a lot of scaling on both stats. So speaking of which, this is the last guy that actually does any kind of stats. Well, there's a couple, but he does actual stat scaling. That's a little different. Now his is a temporary stat scale every 14 seconds for 10 seconds. So again, if you get the cooldown lower than 10 seconds, this is pretty much permanently up. Your character gains 2 max hit points, and for every 5 max hit points, you get 1 physical attack. For every 5 max hit points, you get 1 magic power. And again, if you get it to overlap, it actually stacks further, because you can do so. If you can get this down to 4 seconds lasting 10, you can actually get 2 activations of it out, and you have 2 activations. These permanent. This makes the werewolf really good if you get a very high skill cooldown. As I mentioned before, office worker gives you money. Now they make into 3 different things. The engineer side doesn't really scale into anything in terms of stat production, but both the financial advisor and the gambler give you gold. Financial advisor, just like the office worker, gives you gold, but a lot more. It is based over time. The level 3 is 20 gold every 12 seconds. The level 1 is 20 gold every 18 plus 1.5% of your current gold amount, up to a maximum of 65. So you can get 65 every 18 seconds versus 20 every 12 seconds. Makes them a lot more efficient. The only bad thing is this guy's magic and he's ranged, so you gotta have a flipping of the damage there. The other thing that can happen, you'll want to do both really, is what you need them both to build out to the next guy. The purple, that you saw already. But this is the gambler. Now he gives gold, but again, like Guan Yu, it's every 10 attacks. He will either give you 50 gold or take 50 gold. That's his little thing. It's a gamble. Again, it's higher chance of getting gold. So 80% versus 20, more than likely you're going to get gold. And over time, it's going to give you a lot of gold. He has a high attack speed, roughly of 1 second. Again, attack speed makes him go faster. So you can get a lot of gold off the Gambler. Last but not least is the Tycoon. Tycoon gives you a lot of gold and stats, right? So the Tycoon will give you every 15 seconds 150 gold till you get to 8,000. After 8,000, he'll start randomly, like the pig, giving you either hit points, physical attack, or magic power. This is why they work so well with the Fortune Cat, especially if you get multiples of these, which you can have multiples. So if you're under 8,000 gold, every time these are firing off, every 15 seconds with no skill cooldown, these things are to give you 150 gold. If you have 2 of them, you're getting 300 gold. If you have 3 of them, you have 450. You have 4 of them, you get 600 gold. Boom, 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 adds up. And if you get a high skill, if you get a 300% for skill cooldown, right? You get this down to 5 seconds or less, then you're basically popping 600, especially if you have 400, 600 gold every 5 seconds. It's so ridiculous. Up until 8,000, then you're just starting getting stats. That's one of the downsides is once you start opening the higher doors and you get around door number 9 or 10, the cost to open doors is more than for a door for a new room in the maze that you're in. It's going to be over 8,000. It's going to be like 9, 10, 11,000. So you'll slow down in opening the doors because they are not providing gold over that. It is what it is, but you'll have gold growth from other sources, the cat itself, for example, to get you over that hump from 8,000 to the next level to open the next door, which is why the cat still has an acceleration factor that the other avatars don't have. And again, I mentioned the bigger pig, but I didn't go over his stats. The Zhu Baiji, whatever. These are all Chinese names, unfortunately. I'm probably butchering their names, but I'm doing as best as I can. But every 14 seconds, he does an attack, stuns enemies, and will give you 12, 6, or 6. Very high stat, very good guy to get. I practically build him on every run if I can. There's no reason not to, even on a pure magic build, because you are getting magic power or health out of it. Yes, he does physical damage, so his DPS on a magic build only is not going to be a whole lot, but that's fine. Certain units are better at DPS than other ones. Even out of here, for example, if you're doing a magic build, even though this doesn't look like much, this Cloud Piercing Blaze Sun does so much damage that Hu Yi is one of the highest DPS ones consistently for me. Single target, though, Elf Queen for magic is pretty darn high. So is Zhao Yun. AoE, Beast Tamer can be decent, but Wolf Knight is actually even better. So for magic. Also, Bone Shield Sork is pretty good. Robot is also decent, and Tycoon. So magic actually has a lot of high damage guys. The physical side is weird. Like the helicopter does a lot of damage, but it's AoE, so it's not good single target damage. The robot isn't good single target damage either. So if you only have a single target like a boss, his DPS drops. Monkey King is good damage. Buddha's good damage. Skeleton King and Beast Tamer are not good damage. They make summons and they don't really do a whole lot of damage themselves. It's just kind of spread out. It's all right. Saitama is good in terms of single target damage, but not AoE as much. And Werewolf, his damage is all right. But his big deal is making the damage of everybody else that you have much better. So he's just a self-buffer to everything else. So that's why you have him. Even to a certain degree, so is the Bone Sork, but his damage makes enemies take more damage. 40% extra damage is huge, especially once you're already doing it. That's just an amplification, but it amplifies his damage as well as everybody else's. So, but they have to run into this little bunch of these circling skeletons going around your character, which isn't all that hard to do, to apply that debuff to the enemies. Basic overview of the characters, what to build with. Like I said, you want to try and keep a blacksmith on hand early game. You want to try and keep a pig on hand. You want to try and keep office workers. Build up to get as many blues. If you're going a life run or you need extra life, build on knights. If you don't, then you can skip it. If If you're usually doing magical, I typically still build them because they build into Wolf Knight, and Wolf Knight is very good for magic DPS. Otherwise, magic, you could build Elder Mage. If you're doing physical, you get to be great sword warrior. If you're doing hybrid, you can do both. It's fine. And then you're going to want to also get a Tycoon. I always build one in every build just for the gold output. Even if you're doing a physical build, the damage, you're not using them for the damage. Just like I build a pig in almost every build. Even if you're doing magic, you're not worrying about the damage from, you're worrying about the secondary ability here. You know, what that provides here. So that's what I typically go for, at least 1 in 1. That's 2 out of your 6, or sorry, 2 out of your 8 units that you can have. So you got 6 units left, and those could be filled with different things. Typically, it's going to be whatever your synergy is. So for example, if you are building, if you're doing Swordmaster, which is a synergy with Blade, right? These Blade Warriors, you're going to probably build great swords, and you're probably going to build an Assassin. These will build into your Valkyrie. The Assassin here is going to build into your Monkey King, right? With the other one here, and it's going to build into your Guan Yu right here. So those are your 3 synergies. You're going to rush them, and you're going to have these 2. That's 5. You still got 3 more to go. It's not that hard to fill out. You can go with Saitama if you want to. If you're doing Sword King, I probably would, because this way you start getting a little bit extra gold from building these guys up, so you're really duplicating the gold. But eventually you get Saitama, he doesn't do that. If you are otherwise, I mean, you can do funky stuff. You can get a skeleton king with them. That's not too bad if you happen to get a lot of skeletons offered to you. I'm really not a huge fan of the Skeleton King. It's probably the weakest of the units, in my opinion. Just is. You can build the Buddha. He's very easy to build. The only bad thing is he eats your blacksmiths for monks, but you're going to want blacksmiths anyways, so it's going to be one of your middle to last picks to pick from, for example, with the Swordmaster. So I'm just throwing that out there. And if you're going, even with the a magic build, say the Moon Goddess, you're still going to want to get a Zubaji. And you eventually have this Beast Tamer. You're going to have the Hua Yu. You're probably going to have a Wolf Knight and a Bone Sorcerer. So those are what you're going to aim for. Now, the funny thing is, I'll tell you this. Out of the all the Green Star units, most of them have pretty bad DPS, except for this guy, the Shield Bearer. For whatever reason, this shield is ridiculous. It does double damage. It grants a shield, so you take less damage. It casts it, and it lasts for 4 seconds. So you get the cooldown down enough, which isn't all that hard. You constantly have a shield up. And if you have more than one of these, they can alternate their shields based off of when you buy it. So you will always have it. And they just pop shield. Every time you take damage, pop. And it hits like almost the whole screen. And it does ridiculous magic damage. 240 for a 1-star unit. It's higher than any other 1-star unit green unit. 3 stars. Sorry, I said 1 star. 3 star here. It just is. I don't know what it is, but it just does so much more damage than you think it is. Because when I look at the DPS charts, if I just have a 3-star shield bearer, he's keeping up with most of the blues and some of the purples. It's ridiculous. I don't know what it is. So I'll show a run when we do this, but I'm going to explain the talent tree real quick as well since I'm here. Most important talent tree is the Ancient Leaves. The only way to get these purple Ancient Leaves is to get the last one in each of these other talent trees. So this guy here, this Ancient Leaf, and Ancient Leaf grants Ancient Leaves per point. You actually end up with 1 extra set of Ancient Leaves that you can't spin because 4 is 8. So 4 times 2 is 8, another 8, another 8, right? So it's more than what you get out of this level 10. So that is that. Typically speaking, I went specifically with resources first, try to max out these as much as you can. The biggest ones that you are wanting to get out of this resource tree is this one, the free recruitment and the free forging. Now, you just can't stick points in it from the get-go. Each of these have a level requirement to hit, and you get a level by spending a point. So you have to spend stuff on the lower stuff to be able to reach the higher stuff down. Well, I said that backwards, but you can spend stuff on these higher parts of the tree to get the lower stuff down here. Yeah, it's made more sense in my head the other way around, but looking at it correct, whatever. So even when you spend a point here, you're going to wait. Usually you have to wait another 2 or 3 or 4 levels. I can't remember off the top of my head to be able to spend another point. But maxing these 2 out is great. The rest of them are still great. You're going to get extra gold drop, extra gold growth, experience orb drops, just regular ore drops, extra starting gold. This is important because at 200 gold, you can open up a door right away. Extra 15 souls. So as soon as you get offered a shrine, you can start buying units really fast. These will spawn the extra chests, which you need to have for doing some of the challenges, on extra ore spawns, which gets you more things as well, or ore growth. After resource, I go for defense before attack. And the main reason for that is this right here, optimize blessing. Every time you open a door, you get a white blessing at the lower cost of the opening of the door, guaranteed. Until you get to this with 3 ranks in it, that means it's 1% reduced white blessings. So at this point, you'll get green and above. Now, I'll go show the glossary again on the blessings so you can understand what those look like. But for now, this is very important to get out of defense. The rest of it's still good. Monster egg speed, for some reason, this is over here, even though I consider a resource, but they call it a defense. So let's make the monster eggs. The reason this is important is because monster eggs, when you pop them, spawn monsters, but those monsters are guaranteed to drop experience orbs on death. Regular monsters you kill are not. This is why you have an EXP orb drop chance for those. So you can kill a regular monster that just spawns. They'll make a little X on the ground and then spawn where that X is at. You kill it, you may get an experience orb out of it, you may not. But the ones that come out of eggs will always give you experience orbs. So they're basically a resource. You also get dodge, which is nice. If you get the higher percent chance you get for dodging. Zephyr's the only one that has built-in dodge. So 20% is basically be what you get from everybody else. There's no gear that grants dodge, so this is a very rare stat to have. So it is what it is. But dodge means that if an attack that would hit you would be dodge and you take no damage. Life drain is good, HP regen is good, armor is good, movement speed is good, pickup radius, all this is good. Max HP is just starting as it's okay. And then HP growth is decent. Of course, ancient leaves. Attack is basically what it boils down to: physical damage, magical damage, attack speed, very good, and skill cooldown. Now, this is actually really important in the attack because a lot of those skills I've shown you give you stats. Well, 30% skill cooldown, sorry for the spoofinism there, is important because it allows those units to fire off those abilities to give you more stats faster, and you basically scale faster when those happen. So this is very important to get. The damage bonus is nice. It's a flat bonus damage percentage. Again, that applies to everything. And of course, the ancient leaves. That's the skill tree to go for. That's the order basically I tried to get. Did try to rush all the resources to get these down here. I did try to rush to get the white blessing and then start rushing to get these 2 down here. Of course, trying to get ancient leaves all along the way to open up these. It's important to let me explain this ancient leaves thing because it is important. You get rerolls from the blessings to reroll to try and get a better blessing when you're offered one. You get a set of 3 offered to you. This one will reroll. It's a random reroll. This one will advanced reroll would always roll at your current rate at a minimum, and you get a chance to roll something higher. You're not going to always get a guaranteed higher, but you get a higher chance to roll for that, sort of. The chance is still mostly based off the amount of gold spent on opening the door. So lower end gold doors, so your first few doors that you open, are going to be on the lower end of the blessings that are going to be offered. And later game doors that are open that cost thousands of gold to open, you're probably going to get higher end blessings. Purple more than likely, sometimes oranges offered. Speaking of which, you cannot get oranges offered unless you have a skill point right here. If you don't have this orange blessing in the ancient tree, you cannot get orange blessings. Very important thing to get to. Lastly, this one's kind of nice-ish, I guess, but it's not really all that great. So anytime you're at the forge, you can spend ore, this is the ore drop, to build an item. The items do different things. They can give you bonus stats, basically, to any of your stats, plus can also grant growth stats. You combine items of the same type to reach the next tier of item up. So just like blessings, they start white, green, blue, orange, but items go up to red. Now, you can get an item that you kind of like that item, but not really. Or if you're at the highest tier, red, and you can't combine any higher, you can then spend money to re-roll that item. Without this, what you get is completely random again. This will give you 2 items. You get to choose one out of the 2 for it. However, spending gold on red items to re-roll them is a waste of gold, in my opinion. For the most part, just spending gold to re-roll items is just a waste. It is. I'd rather spend money opening doors and getting better blessings than I would on a chance for RNG on items. It's just not a good thing. Or to be able to pick 1 out of 3 every time, then maybe 1 out of 2 on something that expensive. So that's basically what it boils down to. So it's not that hard to get to gear and spend money on spend the ore. When you get the free forgings and you get this high enough, in a way, if you do it right, you can, if you get lucky, you can get a lot of free forgings right in a row, and then you can trash the free forgings, you crunch them down, and you get more ore out of them to make more forgings, to crunch down more. You can actually make ore, and I've done it before. You can sit there and keep rolling it over and over again to get items you want that way instead of spending money. I had a kid downstairs crying. Hopefully you guys it doesn't pick up on the mic. That's, like I said, I mentioned before, I have a family. My 4-year-old sounds like he's throwing a fit. Let's go back to that glossary and I'll go over, this is the equipment. It's basic. They either add to physical damage as you get higher, physical and penetration, more physical and penetration, more physical and penetration. Basically, it mirrors most of the way down. It's very simple, not that hard to deal with or understand, but you get much bigger bonuses. The good thing about the reds, what you don't see here, is there's a secondary stat that can roll on anything lower than reds. The higher the tier of the item, the greater the chance of this secondary stat to roll, and reds are guaranteed to roll this. And the secondary stat will be like attack growth by kill, extra gold drop. Now my wife's screaming out. I'm hoping that I can get picked up by the mic. I try to mute it, but extra movement speed, extra skill cooldown. The only stat that you don't have is attack speed down here. Again, it's a rare stat. I wish it was added to this, but it's not part of the equipment system. So it is, though, part of the blessing system. However, when it comes to attack speed, the highest it goes to is the blue tier, 30%. You also can get a 20% off the green tier. That's it. There is nothing like it in the purple or the orange, as you can see here. Nothing here. It took me a while to get all these blessings to show up. Actually, I was trying to just go through map after map as fast as I can, try and get these to finally all show up and get it filled in here. For a while there, I thought I was bugged and I couldn't get it because I was doing like tons of them. Even some of the white ones and green ones weren't showing up. What I would do is I'd go into a map, open a door, just hit reroll on all my attempts, and then exit the game and come back and do it as fast as possible. I always do it at least to try and get a blue off the first run. But like I said, attack speed is such a rare stat that you only get it with greens and blues. And I take it whenever I can get it. XP drop, again, is another one, but you can get it whites, greens, and blue. Does not show up on purple or orange. One of the things I need to make mention is how growth works. Now, growth, like this is one attack growth. You get one physical attack every 10 seconds on the 10-second mark in the timer for the game. It's a 20-minute game. So if you have a 1 attack growth, right, you get in a minute 6 attack. Out of 20 minutes, right, you get 120 attack. It's very nice. But as the game progresses, you can have less time for that growth to happen. Remember, it's a 20-minute run. So there is another stat that is, where is it? That's attack growth. It's going to show up one of these. So this one has both. So purple gives you both. Orange gives you both. But this is magic growth. That's physical attack. So you get 1 attack growth, which is kind of worthless, but you get 2 attack growth from kills. What this does is you get 2 physical attack damage every 100 kills. Early in the game, when the game first starts, there is not that many enemies to kill. You're not going to be slaughtering them all that fast. So the growth from kills is not really all that good. Later in the game, you're going to be wading through mountains of enemies, it feels like. So the growth from kills is far more effective as the game progresses than the actual growth at that point. I typically find around 12 to 15 minutes is a good time to start switching off. Attack growth, I mean, the basic growth is still good throughout the game, but if you're in the last 10 seconds of the game or whatever it is, or last minute on that second boss, it's worthless to get. It's not going to give you anything. The growth from kills can still give you stuff, because even in that last minute, you may kill 1,000 monsters really fast. And I'm being serious with enough screen AOE and how many eggs you can pop in that time frame. It can be absolutely crazy. You do get kills for HP and some other ones. Now, there are the 2 biggest ones also to try and get for, if you're not getting these 2, is gold growth or ore growth. Or you can go for the flats. Right? This is adding magic power or physical damage, or magic power with crit chance, or with penetration. Unless you this one's mostly terrible, the armor and the max HP. This one's okay if you're playing the vampire, or you're going for the HP scaling units, the pure melee ones. So vampire and muscle is pretty much the only 2 that might be interested in these in terms of the avatars. Otherwise, stick away from. Same with these 2, the growth from here. Vampire is going to be interested in the life drain. You can only get that in the blue tier and below. Again, there's several things that are only in this, or drop rate, experience drop rate. So starting the game and getting blues for your first 3 or 4 doors is not a bad deal. Then you're going to want to try and get purples and oranges after that. So let me go ahead and start a game. Still a couple things I haven't done. I haven't done the 16 bosses. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that now. Well, let's give it a go. I haven't really tried either. So I'm going to go with the cat. Again, fastest scaler in the game. You do have 3 main dungeons to pick from: Eternal, Ancient Forest, and Lava. They each have their own set of bosses. So you'll always fight 2 bosses, the same boss per map type. In the first one is Slime King and Minotaur. Second one is going to be the bear and the dryad, which is really a tree ant. It's very odd. And then the lava has the golem and the phoenix bird, also known as Tao Yin, or whatever they call it in Chinese. It's the name that actually pops up at the top. It doesn't say phoenix, it says Tao Yin or something like that. The problem with the phoenix, unlike all the other bosses, is the phoenix, once you get to, I think, challenge 3 or higher, will actually respawn on death. So you fight the phoenix twice, and when you fight him twice, he is an upgraded version. So speaking of which, most of the bosses, challenge 3 and above, will have a rage mechanic. So when they go down to half health, they will basically do more damage, do more attacks, and just be faster and overall stronger than they were before. Challenge 1 and 2 does not do that. I believe it's challenge 3. It might be 4, but it's one of these. And they have the rage mechanic. And that's also when the phoenix starts to also respawn, making the lava one the most difficult out of all of them, in my opinion. But again, not hard to do. I'm going to go ahead and stick with Eternal Dungeon. Now, Eternal Dungeon, I find slightly harder and slightly easier in some aspects than the Ancient Forest. The reason is the Minotaur here chases after you really, really fast. However, if you have enough movement speed, which is not that hard to get, he's very easy to deal with. He's actually better to deal with because if you are just slightly faster than him, he'll just continually chase and do no attacks to you. And then your character is just constantly firing at them until they die. It is absolutely funny. The golem does the same thing as the Minotaur, but the tree ant is a lot slower. But he fires so many more things out at you, and some of them are a little bit hard to see, especially the tiny bullet spam ones he does, that it can be a little bit more difficult to deal with him, depending on your build. But yes, I find the Minotaur easier if you have any kind of movement speed, so not that hard to deal with if you do. So I'm going to go ahead and run this with him. So this way, this last one's for vampire. Again, we're doing fortune cat because I've already completed these. That's why they're filled in. Otherwise, it'd be a little blank spot here. And we're going to try for the 16. I think this one says I've killed 8. This one's killed 9. This is 2. So I haven't gone higher. I think you have to do the higher ones to get more bosses to spawn. Because once you've done this one, you've gone back to beat. This one gave me 9. I don't think... Which ones have I done extra on? This one I did extra up to 4. This one I've done max of 8. So the lower ones you can't get quite on. I think you have to be on the higher ones. I'm not sure which one you can be. I think this might be 10, 12. Maybe the challenge 5 you can do 16. But it's fine. We'll just go ahead and do challenge 6. Now, like I said, important to have that 200 gold. You can unlock your first one. There's several reasons for this. Now, normally, the main reason is because you get a blessing right away. And if you have a growth stat blessing offered right away, it starts growing right now. The second reason is this room here will spawn with no eggs. But the next room that you open spawns with eggs. Like I said, eggs are guaranteed orb drops. Guaranteed orb drops are going to give you more experience at the beginning. So you're going to have more souls to work with when that first altar shows up. You'll have more experience after you're killing the monsters out of those eggs, so you can get more units right away, and it's going to, again, accelerate your game and making it easier to beat the map. Now, half the time, actually majority of the time, not half time, I'd be offer a green on this first one. I would have to try and reroll. If I did not get a blue offered to me without using one reroll, I just usually leave the map and come right back in. You can hit whatever's highlighted. If you hit spacebar, it takes it. Now, XP orb drop is very nice. I don't mind that. If I do a reroll here, chances are it's going to offer me a green, not another blue. But if I do advance, a reroll guarantees same quality or higher. I'm willing to expend a reroll to try and either get attack speed or gold growth. XP orb drop is nice. I'm not as worried about these unless you're going for a specific build. Like because you're doing a challenge because you need the 4,000 health, and that'd be a great one to get. But or the achievement for 7,000 health. I'm just going to go, I think I'm going to skip the experience. I'm very tempted to grab this and just keep going with it. Let's save my rerolls. We go ahead and do the R here, the reroll. You can click on this or you can hit the R button. Yeah. Should have kept the experience orb. However, 12 souls is almost as good as that. So we go ahead and keep the 12 souls. That's the whole point. So I get 12 souls added up to the top. Now I'm at, if you had looked over my cursor, it should say 27. These are my stats that I started with. 700 hit points, physical attack, magical attack. You can hover over these and they give you a bunch of, reduce 20% of the damage taken with armor. Armor takes a lot to scale up. It's very hard to get armor, and it's really not a big deal. These are your better stats for defense, regen, and life drain. Regen, 12 hit points per second. Just as it says, your hit points will start ticking up as this gets higher by quite a bit. Life drain, after doing 20,000, you get 10 health. This is slow at the beginning of the game and ridiculously fast at the end of the game. So beginning of the game, this is still good throughout the game. This is much better late game into a run. Again, attack speed, I start with 50% because I have the talent tree. Max is 300. Very, very hard to get 300%. There is an achievement for it. You just got to stack a lot of the glove. No, boots. They give you attack speed. So stack a bunch of the red boots on, and then boop, you got your attack speed. Of course, Zephyr grants attack speed as her one of her bonuses, so you can get that as well through that. So if you're trying to reach the 300 for the achievement, use Zephyr and stack boots on her real quick. And the cool thing is about those achievements, so I can get a cough. The great thing about those achievements is once you've stacked the equipment and reached that achievement level, you can just remove it. Sorry, I got family being loud and yelling again. Hopefully I didn't get picked up by the mic. I'm going to go ahead and pause it while the game's paused. I'm going to explain these real quick, but before I start further into the run, I'm going to go ahead and just leave it here, and I'm going to join it because at 50 minutes, my computer still has the issue where it doesn't save things right and sometimes crashes, so I don't want to ruin that. I had that issue when I was playing and making the videos for Night of the Dead, so it still has that issue. I'm going to redo my computer soon with new gear. Just got to do it when I can find everything offered that I want. A lot of it's been sold out lately. It's kind of annoying. Anyways, attack speed, hard to get. Crit rate, magic. These are not that hard. These are very easy to show up all sorts of places. Damage bonus is kind of hard to get. You do get some from the skill tree. So you get some through the avatar's abilities, like boss damage and bonus damage off the cat. See the treasure collecting synergy with purple and office workers, the number 2, so as long as you have 2, you get 45% bonus damage. Otherwise, it's not a stat that shows up in the game. Not on the blessings and not on anything else. So this is a very rare stat as well. A skill cooldown, very important. Movement speed, decently important. And then dodge, again, a very rare. 60% is the limit. I don't even think you can reach 60%. Yeah. Because there's no items or blessing that give dodge. So you only get it from the skill tree and from certain characters. And the only character I know that gives it is Zephyr. So yeah. And I don't think you can get 60% with her. Anyhow, I have to look at it again. But you do have the primary and then the secondary here. So I click over. Secondary pickup range. Important to a certain extent. There are big sucks little magnets you can grab. They show up kind of rarely. And then when the boss is killed, they drop one. So they will collect everything that's nearby, so it's not that hard. Gold drop chance increases gold drop. Actually, additional gold when you break open chests. Experience orb drops gives you an additional chance for experience orbs to drop on killing regular monsters. Ore drop gives you additional ore when you break a ore node. Gold growth, you get 25 gold every 10 seconds. Sorry, gold growth, sorry. Ore growth, I get 5 ore every 10 seconds. These are my starting sets with the maxed out trees. Hit point growth, 5 max hit points every 10 seconds. The other stats have nothing here unless you have somehow, until you start getting stuff that gives you this gear or whatnot. Chest spawns, ore respawn speed, monster egg respawn speed, and bonus boss damage. There's only 2 bosses. If you see on the stats here for the cat, at 3 office workers or more, and it can be any office. They don't have to be different ones. It could be any of them. So you get 3 tycoons, 3 Saitamas, 3 robots if I wanted to. They would get me that. And I would have plus 60% damage to boss damage. So I'm going to try to rush as fast as I can, at least for 2 of them, right? Actually, with I'm going to take that back. The cat isn't as needing to rush to the stripe synergy, which is they make a little stripe, that orange stripe for this one here, as the other ones, because I get bonus damage, but I don't get bonus growth except for 1. So I just need to rush 1 of these office workers to a purple. Then you're done. The bonus damage is nice, the speed of everything you do, but I don't get extra growth out of them. Like Swordsman at 2 purples, he will get growth in terms of attack damage from both kills and time. Moon Goddess will do it for magic. So the other ones have a different growth at 2. Fortune Cat isn't as a big a deal. So there is that. Like I said, I want to come over to this room. I killed those eggs. There's another egg here, some more eggs. And usually by the time I do this, that shrine will spawn at about the 15-second mark. And another will spawn around 30-35 seconds or so. And the forge will spawn about 10 seconds after that. So I'm going to go cat. Cat tends to want to focus on office workers. I tend to want to focus on tycoons, at least 2, maybe even 3. Tycoons are magic, so I typically do magic builds with the cat. So I'm going to want to get the apprentice mages, but I also want to get the other things, the beast tamer, so I can get bonus apprentice mages go to beast tamers to get me the bonus magic, but I also like the bonus health, and the knights go to the wolf knight, who spawns off of both. He does damage based off of health and magic, and he can do a lot of damage because of that scaling. So I'm going to go ahead and take the infantry here. Now, I could try to go for the elf queen. She is not bad on damage. I just don't typically go for her. I prefer, if I'm going to go magic, I go for the other archer type, which is the Hua Hui, whatever. I do want the machine gunner for the robots, and then also for the upgrade to... I don't need that. I'm not doing physical. I still might go physical a little bit. Nah, I don't know. Maybe just go pure magic this time. Now, the reason to get shield bearer, though, is... this is the fun one. To get the bone shield sorcerer, does a lot of damage when you are doing magic damage, and that extra curse can stack quite a bit. But I haven't done it with the cat, the bone shield sorc. My problem is you have to get skeletons and mages, and you're already using mages for the beast tamer. But you have to go with 2 of these mages, which is only 3 units instead of 4, but still. But let's go ahead and do it. I do need beauties though for the pig. I'm going to go for the pig. You also need it for the other archer. So I'll go ahead and just grab those all. Oh, look, I get all these units. I need more of again. Also, I forgot to mention, when you touch an altar, green altars gives you 4 souls. Blue altars give you 5, I believe. 5 or 6, yeah. And the pink ones, I think, give you 10 souls. So you get more as the game progresses for everything to speed up your gameplay. I basically need all these. Oh, got a free one here. I was waiting to see if that happened. So that's that free stuff I get. I didn't spend any souls to get that. Meant to make the mission. So if you lose souls, if you sell them, but if you refund them, you don't lose any souls. What I mean by that is, say for example, I come back over to this beauty, right? And I look at this and I look at the Zubai. The Zubai takes a 1-star beauty, right? Which takes 3 of these guys. But if I accidentally bought an extra beauty, I can actually make this a 2-star beauty, and I can use the 2-star instead of the 1-star to make the Zubai. But the 2-star is too much. They will refund you the cost of what it took to make the 2-star in full of the extra stuff. You only need the 1-star. So the 1-star takes 3, 6, 9, right? So if I had a 2-star beauty, I need to make the Zubai with a 2-star beauty, I'd be refunded 9 souls for the extra star. I get it back in full. But if I tried to sell that, I would only get 6 souls back. I would lose 3 souls. So selling is not a good idea. Go ahead and do the shield bearer and combine it up. Need to get another one for that. I do want the Baldi because I do want a Zubai, which is what the monk builds out of. I'm going to need a lot of fire elementals, a lot of mage apprentices. I will need a lot of rebel teenagers for the tycoons because they make the gambler. Ooh, another shield bearer. I need only 1 of these electric elementals to make the robot. Remember, the robot is for these guys make the Huiyu archer. They also make the engineer, and the engineer is an office worker. It is a stripe. Works with the fortune cat here. The robot takes the electric soldier, and the electric soldier takes a 3-star machine gunner and a electric element. I only need 1. I'm only going to make 1 robot. I could make this blue, but I don't want the Elf Queen, and I don't want the Valkyrie, so I'm not going to make it. Careful hitting escape, because if you don't have a little window open, you're done. It'll kick you out. Made that mistake several times. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a mage apprentice and another infantry, and the infantry allows me to, now that I got 3 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, I can now upgrade. I got enough souls. 8 synthesize to a knight. Boom. Now I get a blue unit here. It does a lot more damage than, say, 100, 800. It's a big jump. And it's on the same attack speed. Big jump. These guys have faster attack speed, but it's still, a blue unit is ridiculously up to 10 times more damage than the green usually. I'm going to go ahead and combine these. Combine these. Now, I do want the archer for the Hui Yu. 2 archers and a bunch of beauties. So, I'll lock this in. Now, I actually don't usually like beauties. They charm a unit. It basically counts as a kill, and it goes out and kills something else or farms something else, and it dies. But if it spawns like an experience orb, it spawns it away from you. So I'm just not usually, because it runs typically away from you. It's really annoying. I did not get a piggy. I did not get offered a blacksmith, which kind of stinks. I'll hopefully get offered it on the next run through here. Go ahead and swap these out like this. Mostly ranged, and keeping this guy for getting max hit points. There we go. Already cleared out this room. I can open this door down here, looks like, because I got enough for 450. Hit that real quick. See, I got offered a green this time. So, I can hit F to re-roll and try and get a random higher than a green. I'm guaranteed at least a green because that's what the talent tree gives me. Or I can hit R and hope to get a higher chance at a blue. I'm going to say this, save your R's when you're getting blues or purples more consistently to try and get to oranges. Don't waste them here. The chance it gives you at these earlier doors for a higher reroll is so ridiculously low, it's not worth it. This scales actually the higher your gold spent scales. So save these for later in the run. So I'm going to hit F and hopefully get lucky. Otherwise, gold or drop would be appropriate here if I just want to skip it. I'm just going to try and get a blue. Boom, hit F, didn't happen. Now, I got magical growth. It's early into the run. It is only one, but it's going to give me about a minus 30 seconds here. 117 magic power. Nothing to scoff at by the end of it. Of course, by the second boss, that you're really fighting him for about 3 minutes. So it's a little less than that. We're talking probably about 100-ish power. Still, not bad. It's worth an orange by the end of the run. I can take this. Try and hit those eggs up as fast as possible. And there's the spawn. Got 9 souls. I got 4 more for clicking that spawn to 13. So my locked one stays with me. Done with that archer. And I need all those. Did not get a free one. I do need... So I'm not going to do melee or any physical damage this time around. So I'm going to skip the Blade Warrior. Already got the 2 archers that I want. I'm only going to make a Hui, whatever. And it only calls for a 2-star, and I already got the 2-star, so I don't need the archer anymore. Do need the monk for the pig. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in this Baldy. And I do need the rebel teenager for the gambler. It's a 3-star, and I'm going to try and make at least 2 of these guys. So I'm going to need a lot of rebel teenagers. I can replace one of these 1-stars here with the 2-star. Actually, let me just go ahead and do that. Alternate the shield bearers. It's actually more damage than this. And that's 900 gold for the next one. Just basically keep moving. The shield pops regardless, but now they're alternating. I don't know if you saw one pop, another pop. Pretty big AoE. It gets bigger as the stars get bigger. Hit R key to forge, or you can hold it down. At this point, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to hold it down. It's going to go really fast, go burr. Spend all my ore. This gives me an ore growth. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. And I'm going to hit F key. You can hold down F key to synthesize. Otherwise, you're going to figure out and drop it over. I don't really care about these. I'm just going to hold it down and press it. And it's going to synthesize them all at once. Do it again to synthesize the green up. So let's see here. I got skill cooldown. I do get health over time, so that is worth it. I'm going to drop it into here. It's going to combine these. Okay, cool. I'm magic damage. Nothing else is giving me magic, so I can just throw in armor. And that is magical crit. Move speed's still nice. Pickup range is still nice. At this level, these lower stats, it's not a big deal, though. Not getting much out of it. So I'm going to try and find treasure chest, hit 900 fast. Those give you gold when you pop them. Notice I didn't find any eggs, so my experience didn't go up. You don't want to waste on these because these guys will stack up. They'll show up on the screen. But you're still getting souls for going over and grabbing them. I do got a pig. Yay. I am going to swap him out for that right there. I basically need everything here. Is there anything? Oh, I forgot to. I could have combined that one. If I care to use it. Whatever. Sure. Oh, get that free, and that means I can get this one. Oh, get that free. That's awesome. And nope, that'd be it. I do need several fire elementals. Now the fire elementals are used for this Wii U. You need a 3-star. It's also needed for. Okay, hopefully I'm back now. Well, I am back, but got some time to continue on to finish this run. Had to deal with a little family matter. Wife was calling me again. It is what it is. Kids fighting. One lost a remote control. So, let's see where I left off here. I just left it paused, doing what I was doing, exactly where it's at. I was only downstairs for a few minutes. Let's see here. I do, like I said, need a lot of these fire elementals. I do need an office worker. I'm going to go ahead and spin this so I can make this a 2-star for now. And I'm going to go ahead and lock this guy in. Lock this guy in. I don't need this guy right now. So that's where I'm at. Try and get 900 gold real quick. There's an egg. I do want the eggs early on. Like I said, they're going to be guaranteed experience drops. Oh, here's the pig trumpet going off, giving me a stats. If you looked in the middle there, where my character is at. When it happened, you'll see what I got. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Those bars mean it's cooldown. Yellow's about to do it again. Beep, beep. I got physical attack for 1 right there. I'm going to hit this 16. Don't need any of these. I can reroll, but I'm not time pressed for a reroll right now. So I don't need to make any of these. I'm doing okay on my DPS, so I'm not going to waste the soul on a reroll. Oh, good. That's nice. Now, when it has a secondary special attribute, it locks it. It's not going to allow you to combine it unless you right-click to unlock it. You can also right-click to relock or lock anything. You can sell stuff off. Now, here's the deal. These all cost me 10 to forge, these white ones. If I go to sell it right now, it's only going to give me 5 ore back. I can also reforge it for 50 gold, and it'll give me the exact same tier as a random item, which is just like forging. So the white ones are worth 50 gold. Again, not an appropriate or good usage of gold. So, see, 35 movement speed, that's nice. Skill cooldown's okay. MP growth from kills. Even though this is physical, I'm doing magical damage in the end, so giving me more magic power damage, whatever, is great. Ore growth, also good. It gives me more ore to make more stuff. Eventually, you'll be swimming in ore, so the ore growth stuff is not quite as crazily needed. All right, I'm way over 1,000 gold. Open up this next room. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Whew, this is nice. Even though it's flat gold, it's still nice early on. Pickup range is kind of amp. I'm going to try and go for a blue. I'm going to hit the F key. Like I said, the first 3 doors you open, you're almost always guaranteed to get a green. After that, the chance goes up by quite a bit to get blues and higher. Roll. Aha! Attack speed. This is so rare to get. You know, I do like the XP. I'm just going to go ahead and get that attack speed right now. It affects all the basic attacks of your characters as well as your character avatar itself. Hit escape, you can see your DPS right now. The DPS charts are showing here. You got, for my cat, doing the most DPS, done already 1.2 million damage, doing 9,000 DPS roughly. This 3-star is doing quite a bit. This 2-star, I said it's pretty high. It is when you start taking damage. It's one of those weird things at the early part of the game. It's not really high DPS, but later on, these guys actually do quite a bit of DPS. But you notice that his bar is split into blue and orange. Orange means that's the damage done by the special ability. The blue is the damage done by the attack that it normally has. I say that it's kind of a, if you look here at the Mage Apprentice, even though it's splash damage, that's splash damage after its main attack. It's attached to the main attack, so all of its damage is still based off the main attack, even though it's additional splash damage. Same thing with the Archer, its split damage is still based off the main attack. Same thing with the Rebel Teenager. So these guys are all going to have blue. The Shield Bearer does an additional damage. That's why it has a cooldown based off the cooldown damage of a special activated attack. That's going to be represented in orange. Right now it's 1-to-1, roughly even ratio in DPS that it's doing from basic attacks versus its shield. But as the game progresses and you start taking more damage and bigger shots of damage really fast, especially if you can get that cooldown faster, it's going to be a lot. Now, remember before, the Piggy was, what was I showing? Was it 18 seconds, I think, was the default level 1 pig. Mine's at 12.9 seconds because I have 40% skill cooldown speed. It's huge. So, I need to grab that. I do not need souls because I'm not doing the Elf Queen Archer nor Buddha, although he's not bad. Just not going to do him. I did want one more Shield Bearer. Again, the Shield Bearer for the Bone Sorcerer. Go ahead and... Oh, I accidentally bought. I'm an idiot. That's what happens when I get distracted. So I got an extra Shield Bearer, and I don't want to build him in anything. So at this point, I'm going to lose a soul. It's fine. I do need monkeys for the Beast Tamer. I don't need electric anymore. I still got the one for that. I don't need these guys at all, so I'm going to go ahead, instead of re-rolling, just hit the escape button and exit out of there. The next one from up, last one was 900 gold, now it'll be 1400 gold. I'm at 750, 775, so I need to just go from room to room again. Looking for chests, looking for ore, looking for eggs, popping them all, and hitting the forges and shrines up as they come up. Just gonna go ahead and hit R, hold on R, make a bunch of whites, doesn't really matter. Alrighty, this guy is giving me ore drop. That's not bad. Better than the armor at the moment. I don't really care for physical. I'd rather have that. So there we go. We're done. Oh, I guess I can hit that, can I? Ooh, Mage Apprentice. Do need that. Now I can make a Mage Elder. Need that as soon as possible to start getting extra magic power. I don't need another Baldy. I do need another Revolver Gunner. I do need a skeleton for the Bone Sorcerer. Need one more, and then I can make the Gatling guy. The Gatling guy, you know, is physical, is used to make the Tycoon. So the Sharpshooter is whatever. The Gatling gun, whatever. I don't think of Gatling guns when I think of sharpshooters, but okay. Chinese made game, Chinese translations is how I see that. Now, if you notice, there's different color ores. You got these black ones, there's blue ones, and there's purple. The purple is the best, give you the most ore, and they actually don't have much more life than the health to kill than the black ones. The blue ones give you the medium amount, but it has the most health. Kind of annoying. Oh yay, blacksmith. I am gonna want to throw him in for either. I'll just put him in for the rebel. Teenager really doesn't matter. I don't remember which one was doing more damage, but they're roughly equivalent. So I'm not too worried about that. I want the blacksmith for generating ore, even though he is a physical damage. I'm hearing kids crying some more. I'm I'm at the point I'm going to go, it's getting later in, I'm going to go ahead and re-roll, hit F to refresh, and see about getting something, because I only got one thing out here, and I need to start building stuff. I don't need it. I do need an office worker. Hit one more re-roll. Yeah. Finally. I need all these. So let me go ahead and make this. I can give me the Gatling guy real quick. He doesn't take much more to make. And I can put him in for that. Since I'm going to make 2 tycoons. I'm going to need 2 of these sharpshooters. To do that. Another office worker. I'm going to go ahead and lock this in. And then, because I knew I didn't have enough to synthesize, I wanted these guys, I spent my money on this, so I get a fresh reroll. And I'm going to try to synthesize these 2 next time. I don't think I'll be able to do this one here, because I don't want to use my 3. Remember I was saying about that refund? It only takes a 2. So it's going to be a refund me the full amount to make this. But I want to use that 3 on the archer. Not on this guy. Not on this. So, because this guy only takes a 2, the archer takes a 3. And I get the souls back, but I don't actually get the units back, which is what I actually still need. So that's why, if you're just happen to be getting extras and you're like, you need a blacksmith and you need a 2-star, and you get a couple extra blacksmiths to make it a 3-star, but you know you're going to use it, that's fine. Not a big deal. You get the, as long as you know that you're not going to need the units afterwards. Like, you don't need a 3-star for anything else, but I won't need it. So I need 2 stars, a bunch of 2 stars for the engineer. I need a 2-star for the monk, but if I happen to keep a 3-star out here working, and then, so I know I need the monk for the Zubu, so I need a 2-star. I need 2 of these guys for the robot, so I need 2 more 2-stars. But if one of them happens to be a 3-star and I keep out here, chug along making ore, it's great. And if I use them to combine up later, I'll get the extra souls back. Not a big deal. Almost open one of those doors down below. This is a really terrible layout. It's not very circular at all. There's a chest back there I missed. I don't really care about the green ores. I don't need them anymore. That's the meta progression. So down R, make all the whites, combine. I don't really care what they make into. But at the moment, just get it higher, faster possible. Movement speed and attack speed. This is where you get attack speed out of gear. It's out of the boots. It's basically it. Move speed out here, so I'm just going to stack that here. This does give me magic, but I'm not really worried about the DPS right now. I'm doing pretty good. I can get those experience. That far out of the way. Pop these eggs. There we go. And grab this altar. I do want to do that guy and that guy. I do want all these. I'm going to lock him in. Stack this up. Nice. Make it 4 magic power. And there we go. I don't want to make the monk yet because that would consume the blacksmith. And I don't. The only thing the monk builds it into is the boozy. So I'm going to do that last after I get the piggy up and beauties. I might as well just use the blacksmith here. So there's no point in consuming them to make the monk. For a little bit more DPS. The blacksmith giving me ore to make more items. It's going to give me more in the long run. I need to make it to that door ASAP though. 2 kill hit points. I don't really care for that. Uncheck it. Combine it to something else. Ooh, purple boots. Ooh, MP growth. Nice. I don't really care if it's... I do and I don't. Not a green one. So I'm going to go ahead and consume that up. 10 gold drop. Movement speed and attack. I'm going to go ahead and do that for now. Let's get a bit more movement speed. Actually, I don't need the ore growth. Yeah, just do that. 1 ore growth is not going to make or break it at this point. I mean, it's still nice. Don't get me wrong. Come on. Because most of the monsters are going to chase after you, and I'm going to come back this direction anyways. I was just trying to get enough souls to get all of that. I was hoping for some freebies, which is what happened. I do need both of these. Oop, another freebie. Oh, and another. I'm going to leave it like that. Unlock. Finally, purples. And gold growth is where it's at. Oh, there's this big suck right there. All those ones I killed up above. I dropped orbs. I just grabbed the orbs from being sucked into me. 21. So this is going to connect to this one. I'll have a little bit of a circle going on. Got a blue. I do have a chance for purples or higher. So don't like these per se right now. The aura growth is not as good as it would be had it been like one of the first things offered. I'm not worried about armor or flat magic power, not at the blue level. So I'm going to go ahead and roll. And I got nothing but attack speed. So that's worth it. An R roll. Let's try and get a purple. But like I said, the R, until you get to around 4,300, the R isn't going to more likely give you. I'm just going to pop all these before running back out there. Go to the other altar here. Inviter, altar, whatever you want to call it, Adventurer's altar. Let's hit the forge up first. Combined. Now, stuck in the dilemma here. Do I want to risk it and lose that special ability and combine that? There's nothing else really to do, or do I just wait for the next set of forges, which are going to be green? They're going to come up here very shortly, and then these will sell off. And there's a reason for what I've been waiting on. So I'm going to just not use the rest of my ore. I'll explain to you when I get to the next one. I'm going to go ahead and pop that. Yay, another piggy. I do want to do that. Did I need a wolf for anything? Yes, I did, because I am going to make a wolf knight. So I do need a wolf. Make sure set of piggies for that. I don't need those guys. I do need. So I'll use my 6 for that speedy right here. 850. Pop that right there. Now I got a little bit more damage. Replacement. Actually, let's go ahead and do that because he's actually doing more damage since I got higher magic than this guy. He's physical. He's giving me gold, so that's why I'm keeping him. Let's go ahead and do a free reroll. Not a free run, but a reroll. It is because I got some free units, so I do need the infantry. Pig, another wolf. Let's go ahead and I can't combine it yet. It takes 6. Lock in the blacksmith. Buying some of these units so I can make some room down here. Well, anything I missed? Nope. There we go. This one should be 32 after 2100, and these are going to be more likely to be 43 for sure. It's going to be the bump up to purples, but you'll still probably get a blue on this one, the 3200, but with an R, it's more likely to give you a purple than a blue again. So now I got blue altars. That should give me 6, like I said. So went from 5 to 11. So things are progressing a lot faster. Ooh, another piggy. I'd rather do this now at this point than waste on the wolf. Need to be digging for purple here soon. My second infantry going, and I'll pop that as well. I could have done that and gotten more war. I should have been better that order. Whatever. Another small mistake. So now I knew the green was coming up here soon. Now here's what I'm trying to show you before. Before these were sold for 5, but when these costed 10 to make, sell for 5. When that current forge is out, now that we got green forges, if I go to sell, they sell for 10, the same amount it took me to make them. I don't need these white ones anymore, so just sell them all. Get space back. Now I make greens. Upgrade them. Now the green forge gives you also more ore when you click into it. Now I don't need attack growth. I got ore growth and ore drop. Go ahead and do that guy, put that there. Don't really need that. Physical attack growth, I don't need. So there we go. Ore drop, ore growth, MP, gold drop, MP growth. Could go with, don't need either one of these right now. Movement speed went down by a little bit, not a big deal. 3200 still. Alright, let's move. The other room should have spawned a whole bunch of stuff by now. Those traps do damage if you step on them. Not a whole lot, but it is a bleed damage. And it does scale, so if you're not careful, it can hurt pretty bad. Oh, there's an altar. Try to get a little bit extra gold out of these egg guys. I call it experience drops. Alright, leveled up. Popping into it. Blacksmith. Got a 3-star. Office worker I need. Oh, I do need to make this guy here. So that's up there. Another machine gunner. Do not need another shield bearer. Nothing down here to make when I could, but this would consume my blacksmith. This would consume my pig. I'm going to need to find those anyway, so I'm not going to worry about those. Do got enough. I'm going to re-roll. I do need the mages so I can make the bone sorcerer. And I do need the beauties. I need 1 beauty to make Zubu. Takes 1 beauty. And I need 2 more beauties to make Huey. So I'm going to grab this one. And that'll be that. Oh, big suck. Really going for the gold. Door is ready to be opened. Lock that. Yay, a purple. Remember what I said. 32 has starting to get higher chances. I want the gold growth. Boom, go for that. Next one's going to be a good chance. You know, it's getting always a purple every time, and the R will start giving me oranges. I say to save the R's until later. And that's when the boss spawns. I don't have a purple yet, so I'm not going to do a whole lot of damage to him. I did not get good items for him yet. I'm just sitting there combining stuff. Now, here's the fun thing. These are both good enough themselves. The red is better. I can let you get junk. I don't even want that trash. The reds, you move down, you're going to get a lot more ore than you started with. Especially if they're made from free stuff. 10 kill. Okay. It's actually not bad. I put that there. Magic power crit. Let's just do that. I don't need the ore drop off. It's physical. It feels like the game waits. If I'm getting magic power, it's going to give me more physical stuff than magical stuff. More for physical and magic. Physical. Armor I don't care for. Yeah, I'll go with that. There we go. There's the boss. Slime King's pretty easy. And you just happen to go on the altar. Alright. My damage isn't too bad against him right now. It's just not... Oh yeah, I can now make a skeleton mage, which isn't too bad. Back over here. Hit R, which tells me to bring up a synthesize as the first one, which I don't want to do. It's the hotkey is that. Sorry for that. F is the hotkey for the standard stuff. I do need more beauty, so I'll go ahead and grab that. Got it for free. Let's go ahead and combine, so I have some room. Another apprentice. I think, right? It was a... Oh, so it was a one... Oh, I got an extra apprentice. Dang it. I only need 2. I already made 1. What a waste. Do need a piggy. I need this number 2 piggy to make the wolf king. I already got the wolf. I need 2 wolf. No, sorry, 2 of these guys, not 2 wolf kings to make the wolf knight. Just a purple I need. I already got one of these, so I really just need a piggy to make a purple. Part of me wants to refresh to see it. I think I'm just going to wait for the next to spawn. Very soon, though, after 2 minutes in, it's going to stop spawning shrines on the 30-second mark. And it won't spawn again for almost to 30 seconds after this boss dies. That's just the way it is. There's a lull right then in spawning the recruitment shrines. Slime King's pretty easy to dodge his stuff. MP growth and magical crit rate. Even though that's more, I'm just gonna drop that. The amount gold. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for more damage. Further you are, oh, there's the shrine. All right, please give me. And the game did not want to give me. I just need a piggy. I could do a rebel teenager. Don't have an extra single office worker, which kind of stinks. Need one of those guys, because otherwise what's going to happen is I'm going to get a refund if I do the 2. But I still need for the office worker, this guy, which takes a 3-star, so I don't get those units back. I can end up wasting more trying to do rerolls, so I'm just going to go hang on them for now. This game. I do need the beauties. I do need the piggy. Lock that. Don't need those. Oh, I got enough for... That is right. Damage isn't great right now. Shouldn't bother fighting him. Clearing out things is more useful at the moment to grow my character. I'll wait for the next shrine. The next shrine, I think, is going to be the last shrine. So I have to get a purple unit or force myself to try and kill him. So I'm more worried about getting the experience orbs right now and leveling up. Hey, stop that. I was trying to get this. Yep, so now I get a chance for a purple. I have... Why is it saying to refund? Why would I refund? Wait a second, wait a second. This is a blue, this is a green, this guy, and then got my 2 beauties, right? There we go. It's because I hadn't done that. Okay, there we go. So now if I synthesize, I get exactly what it's asking for. It's not going to try and do a refund. Now I get a purple. Now I can kill the boss pretty easy. Do I have another space? Nope, everything's taken up. Yeah. I still need beauties. I still need rebel teenagers. Do I throw this in in for something? Yeah. I'll pop him in for the shield bearer. And I'll go with that. Now you're going to see the boss get chunked as he's going down. Because the purple, if I go now, I'll show you the difference in DPS. Way higher. But unfortunately, the Hui, whatever, the damage is more AoE, so it actually does way more DPS when there's more enemies on screen. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's very nice. But I'd rather get the red. Or not. This game. Go do that for experience. Orb drops. MP growth. Do I go for... Just not do it. So now I'm at the point I have to run out of room. That one. Egads. Physical, I don't really care for that. Let's go back to this. Physical, because the stupid weighting of the RNG of this game. I'm building magical, so it gives me all physical. Doing a physical run, then I get all magical. I do have enough gold to run to the next door, but I do need to focus this boss down. He's going to go into his enrage mode. He changes color, and now he moves while spitting. He doesn't. Then he spits up more. You can do double dash instead of a single dash. Don't need any more infantry. I do need more blacksmith. I do need rebel teenagers. Good to go ahead and refresh. Need monkeys. Need another beauty. Come on. I'll take the beauty. I can go with the Buzu next time. I'll just eat the bladesmith and put it by, unless I get one as a drop. Because I'm not going to lose it. I'm just going to lose the units, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. Should beat this boss, no problem. The purple. Do double dashes now. Notice the DPS is creeping up. That orange bar is her ability. It starts doing that AoE attack to everything. And the damage, oops, I didn't dodge. Really ramps up. Now, 4,300, good chance, not the greatest, but good chance if I hit R to get a orange, but I'm not going to. More than likely, I do like the magic power, the flat stuff at this point, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab that. Dealt with my damage on this boss right now. I can run into that. Just gonna save it. So I'll start getting the blue forges, which will happen after the boss fight. Get all these orbs. Go to the next room. Start clearing it out real quick. And that's gonna be the last shrine for a little bit. So I can actually not pick it up right now, because it won't spawn another one for a bit. Oop, I'm hitting stuff. Just focus the boss. You give you a lot of experience by killing the boss. Gives you purple experience orbs. Come on. Should face this way so it's easy to run from his orbs. X. And there he's done. Got a bunch of stuff. This is the last green. You still get ore when you go to a forge. So even though I'm not spending it, it's still worth it. After this, I'm just going to start swimming in reds. Let's see here. So I need to combine this beauty up. This office worker. And finally do a gambler. I'm going to put the gambler in for this mage. Oh, no, I can make him. That's even better. Another skeleton. It's enough to make another mage. That will make my bone mage. I just don't have enough points. So I'll combine these two. There. I do need another rebel teenager for another tycoon. Need one left for that to make a 3-star teenager. I'll wait on that. So there's a lull period right here. Oh, it already hit it. For the shrines. And this one's 5,500 gold. That tycoon is going to start getting my gold. Now, if I show you the damage, look at that. Look at that DPS starting to pull away from all the blues. And then definitely the greens, which are terrible down here. Yeah, here's the purple alternative to grab all these right here. Here's orbs and come back to it. Should have enough for another level. Oh, hit that blue forge. So now I can sell off all these greens. Boom, gone. Got all this ore. 928. Now it's time to play and have some fun. So I should be swimming in reds. By doing these combinations. Looky there. Alright. That's gold, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and just eat that. Yeah. I could re-roll this. I have a chance to do, but the way the weighting works, I'm more than likely to get 2 more physical. It's not worth it. Just do this. You get way more ore out of it because you get a lot of freebies anyways. HP growth. Do that for this one for now. Probably going to keep it. Ooh, this is the one that's always tricky. If I get red boots, great. If I don't, well, I just killed my movement speed. And it's gold. I prefer skill cooldown later in the game. That's mostly what I prefer, but gold growth and gold drop for now, while there's still time on the clock, is great. There we go. Lots of movement speed. Which is now at 170 near the cap. More than enough to deal with the Minotaur. I don't need any more beauties. I don't need any shield bearers. I don't need any baldies, but I do need a bone sork. So now I got 3 purples. Going to go ahead and reroll. And the game is wanting to slap me around. I do need a monkey, though. Don't need any beauties. Don't need any archers, because I already got that. Don't need any mage apprentices, because I got the ones I needed for those. Let's reroll. Now you're digging to complete your purples at this part of the game. Do you need office workers? Do you need this guy? I'm going to make a Gatlin. I can make... Oh, I could, but I'd consume my guy there. I usually like to hold off on 3 because even if I refresh, I can't buy what's there and I'm just locking it in. And I'm going to get a free reroll anyway, so it's kind of a wasted point once you get to 3. Don't do refreshes after that. It's just really, it's wasted. Mathematically, it's wasted. I can open the next door over here. I'm going to... Oh, no, I gotta go. I'm gonna keep this. Sometimes the ore things that you blow up will spawn the magnets. The big sucks. Oh, I got another shrine here. Game. I don't need any of this. Do need that. An extra by itself office worker, so let's do that. I do need this guy, so I can make that guy. Refresh. Hope for. I need monkey. I need blacksmiths. I already got these 2 out of here. And piggy. Office worker 2 I need, and so with that I am done. Getting that point. Oh, there's a big suck. I'm actually going to save that for the moment. I'll loop back around to get it. I'm more interested in the gold to open up the rooms. I am interested in the experience at the moment. I still got a little bit more time before the boss spawns. I am interested though in that forge, which I'll get to here in a moment, but I'm just going to go ahead and pop everything that spawns in these rooms. This is how you complete the 1,000 ore and 1,000 chest challenge. Just do this. You don't even care about anything else. Just run through as fast as possible. That big suck was here, right? Yep. Pop it. Go back to this shrine. Got a lot of... Yeah. Now I can... get the monk. Still keep my 3-star. I can get the Zubu. And that is now taken care of. I should have a... Nope, I don't have a spot. I don't need skeletons. I don't need these guys anymore. Refresh. I do need 1 monkey. Nope. Yes, for the beast tamer. Still need 2 elementals, because you need 2 of the engineers. Yeah. Need 2 2-stars of these guys. It's got to roll. I don't need any more rebel teenagers. I do need blacksmiths. Don't need any wolves. So I'm going to need 1 more blacksmith, and I'll just eat the 3-star here. That'll work. Don't have enough to make the next one because I need a single office worker. A single, and then 2 more to make the last tycoon I need. I need 2 pigs. Don't need any of that. Office workers and pigs. There we go. And 1 elemental. Then I'm done with that. Don't have enough to make the Beastmaster, but Beast Tamer, whatever. I'll make him next. Let's go over here and hit up. Or the growth. I could have done that instead of that. MP growth or experience. That's a rough one. Let's go ahead and keep the MP growth for now. Because I'm trying to do the boss challenges, so I'm going to need all the damage I can dish out. At 7,000, I can definitely... Well, ooh, we'll go ahead and ARF. I did not get orange. So bad. So sad. Clear out the room. New rooms always are stocked full of stuff to clear out. Okay. Yeah, I'd rather have the gold drop than the ore drop. Sell that. Sell that. Careful. Physical attack damage growth. Already got that. So I'll get rid of that. Oh. That's great. Max HPs is good. Ore growth, and not as much ore growth. Good to be lasting for this part of the game. The growth on these is really not good. The for kill is great. Yeah, that's better than the HP growth. As you can see, I'm just slaughtering tons of enemies. I'll go with that for now. No, I spent 7,000. I'm almost back up to 6,000. Skip over for a moment because I only have enough to make the Beast Tamer if I go hit that up. Oh, the boss is spawning. Dang it. That's why I like the Minotaur. He chases after you. You got enough speed. It don't matter. He's not going to do anything. Make him drift a bit. Go ahead and buy that out. Yeah, I was supposed to need another piggy, wasn't I? Dang it. Yep, still need 2 more piggies. This is where it sucks, where the game doesn't want to roll what you want. I need office worker and piggies. Yeah, that's all I need. Nothing else. Got an office worker. I'm going to synthesize him up. Let's consume that guy. I'm going to double him up. Put this other Well, not yet, because these guys are going to be consumed into the one. That's why I'm just trying to. Office worker. Ooh, freebie, yay. Save it. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, I'm fighting this Minotaur. Need to kill him as fast as possible still. Come on, start running at me again. There we go. Feels like a... Sometimes if you run around a corner too fast, you can get them to drift, and then they lose speed like that. You can kind of lose him, but he comes back at you. He basically, if he catches up to you, he does a ground smash attack. Yeah, I'll go with this guy. Still need a... There's a pig. Don't need blacksmith for anything. No. So pig and one office worker. And I will have everything I need. I have a complete build. Just to show you the damage, that Tycoon is doing a lot. This is Huizao, but this one's more single target. This one's more AoE. And that's doing off of its special ability. Ooh, another red, and whatever. As I get the free ones, I can actually make ore depending on how often it does it. I don't need ore drop. Game is wanting to be stingy with what it gives me. I already have that. There are better versions of that already. 1800, which isn't really all that high. Ooh, do I go for it? This had been magic power. I just swap that in right now and be done. That gives me crit rate and damage, but right clicking the ones that are locked because I don't really care what it gives me for the most part. Ooh. Why, you stupid game? Why? Alright, just wait for the next forge to show up. Ooh, you're down there. Yeah, okay, whatever. Come right at me, I don't really care. I got 10,000 gold. Let's go open up a new room. This one down here looks good. Now we're into the big money. Now this is nice. It's actually really nice, but the gold drop is still... Now we need to kill the bosses faster. Let me do the 16 boss challenge. Got a big suck. Come on. RNG is not favoring me, guys. One piggy, one office worker. All I need to complete my build. Come on. Piggy office worker. Fat office worker. There we... Oh, now it gives me 2 pigs. I don't have enough now because I wasted it. Just gonna pause myself. I just sliding down on my chair. Gotta adjust myself. Okay. Don't need another piggy now. Got this. That'll match combined with this guy here for the Wolf Knight. Office worker for another tycoon. Why? I was doing way more bullet spam. I like the robot because it's basically the robot doing most of the clearing of all the nodes. Give me, well, screw it at this point. No, I got as much damage as I'm going to get. I prefer to have something with growth for kills right now and get the 7 magic attack power growth per kill. Considering how many things I'm killing right now. Oh yeah, that why my screen flashes red is the Hui special ability. Okay, more bosses. Let's suck this up real quick. The faster you kill the bosses, the better, because you have more for doing these challenges. Okay, just need an office worker. Just need an office. Haha. Won't have enough for the tycoon. Just short. Okay. That'll fit in the last one that gives me 8. And exactly as I planned out. The only thing is I could have possibly done better is maybe have the Elf Queen. She is better at single target damage than the Hui. Or I could have gone with the Zaozu, whatever. I don't remember what he builds. I know he builds out of these knights. So if I come down to this, the spearman to this Zhao Yun, this guy does a lot of single target damage. Also could have gone with the werewolf. Maybe I should have. Instead of yeah, because basically he's going to be doing a lot more of my damage at this point. To boost my damage up. Wasn't paying attention there as I was coming out. It's one of the dangers about this game. E unlock. Yeah, ore growth is fine. Extra ore. So I can try and get the reds that I want. Not as worried about. Ouch. Neither half. He's going to start running and shooting. Doing more charges. Magic power growth. I got it on something that gives me physical damage. You game. It's mocking me. Ooh. This would have been great earlier, but I now need damage. I don't need the defense. Didn't need the defense before, but at least I could have used the magic power growth to give me more magic power, and I'd be sitting at something closer to this per kill, closer to 3,000 instead of 2,000. I got that earlier. Ooh, I don't need hit points. Don't need physical attack. Don't even need the kills. The only reason I'm keeping this is for the skill cooldown. Pickup range is okay, but the skill cooldown is a lot better. If this had been skilled to cooldown with a secondary skill cooldown for another 45%, ooh, that'd have been great. Attack. This is great if I was doing physical, but the waiting in this game doesn't really give me what I want, which is magical. Notice I'm just doing this over and over now. Gone down to low, and then right back up after I make a red. And then it's mocking me still. Back to 300. Back to 500. Over 500. 800. See how this works? Get a bunch of the free ones in a row. Sometimes happens. You'll actually make more ore. This you. If you get lucky and keep combining. If not, well, whatever. I'm getting a lot of gold. Just yeah. No damage. Oh, there's another shrine. And it synthesizes the last guy. And now I don't need shrines anymore. Because I got all 8 characters. Unless I want to go for a werewolf. I don't know. I'd probably switch out the werewolf for the Zubai. At most. But everybody else has a purpose. Or maybe the robot. I don't know. But the robot gives me my 3 I need. I only got 1, 2, 3. Double the Tycoon because I'm not doing the Saitama. So, because otherwise, like I said, if you go with this guy, you need to go Saitama, One Punch Master, or Tycoon, and then obviously the Engineer to the robot. So I need these 3 to get my bonus boss damage. So I couldn't drop any of these. I can't swap them out for Saitama. I could do 3 Tycoons. So the only one to drop out would be the Bone Shield Sorcerer, but that's giving me an extra 40% damage, which is nice on the boss. So Boozy would be being physical less damage than the rest of these. So if I hit escape and hit escape again. Yeah, he's on the bottom of the chart for DPS here. But I'm using them for stat gains. Boss, big suck. I'm probably not going to get 16 out of this. So maybe next time I won't go for the boost. He's nice to have if you get him done early. It's actually not that hard to get done early. Just unlucky in getting them done late. I can almost stand here and tank almost anything he throws at me at this point. But I'm going to beat the map, but I was not going to beat the 16 kills. Not with the unlucky reds I got, and I need to swap them out. The Boozy for Werewolf would be a better bet here. Just to get the bonus damage. You want to get your magic power up higher. I just stuck at 2,000. I've had it over 4,000 several times. It's just a matter of getting lucky with this stuff. I got a late purple on the first boss, unfortunately. Usually I have a purple before the first boss. So this was really an unlucky run. Despite that, it's still a successful run on a last level, level 6 of the Eternal Dungeon map. And it's not technically easy. Like I said, that Wolf Knight and the Tycoon, especially that Wolf, look at the damage it puts out. It's crazy. And for a growth stat, it's 12 hit points. But because you start getting a ton of hit points, that factors right in with the magic power. Look at that. It's just crazy scaling. So every one of his basic attacks is 16k, is 8k, 12k, 18k. So these two are doing a ton of damage, but he is not doing any extra damage with the secondary, whereas the Wolf Knight is with those 3 extra swings as AoE all around him. But yeah, it's the robot does decent damage, but it's mainly for clearing out the nodes. So you use it as you're running through. It'll target all the the ore nodes and the chests and the eggs and just pop them really fast before anything else even really goes off. So that's what I use the robot for. The Beast Tamer, well, the Beast Tamer sucks. It doesn't do shit for DPS. You're only using it for the 5 magical power growth. It's better if you can build him early, although he doesn't do a whole lot of damage against the first boss. I tried to get one of these 2 built as my first purples. They help out with the boss and they give me the stats I need early on. And those stats add up. Because I got these 2 late into this run, that is the major problem. I try and go for these 2 and maybe a third one. Any of these 3, Tycoon, Beast Tamer, Zubai, got to be done, at least one of them before the boss, one of them during the boss, and one of them right after. If I get that done and then I fill out the rest later, the game is easy. I know I can do the 16 boss kill if I do that setup. So there you have it. Another hour, tacking on to the other recording. A nice little over 2-hour video showing this game, how it's played, how to beat it, how easy it is, what to build for, what to look for, what to do. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys have fun.